Whew, first OTAs went great. I'm gonna call my mom. What do you think you're doing? I'm just calling my mom, coach. I want to let. You think calling your mom is impressive? No. You call your mom when we win the Super Bowl 5 years in a row. That's the goal. 5 years in a row, we win the Super Bowl. I never want to see that again. Get back on the field! No. Practice is over! What's going on, Falcons fans? Logan here. Welcome back to Rise Up Rundown. And if you're new here, welcome. In this video, we're going to go over something that is actually one of my favorite things to talk about in this channel. And I think I'm going to make a video about this every single year. That is the Atlanta Falcons' biggest strength, weakness, and potential surprise heading into the season. Of course, as fans, we all want to know what our biggest strength, weakness, and potential surprise is. And I will say, for the 2021 edition, I think you might actually be surprised to what I have to say throughout most of the video. And let's just go ahead and talk about this starting right now. Alright, starting with the biggest strength for the Atlanta Falcons heading into the 2021 season, it's actually probably not what you think I'm going to say. You're probably expecting me to say the passing game, but I actually think the linebackers are the biggest strength for us heading into the year. And this is for two reasons. One, for a good while now, I've been saying that linebacker, to me, is the only 100% set position on this roster. Obviously, with Deion Jones, one of the best linebackers in the league, Foye Oluokun, I totally did not get surprised when he did well. Last year, I actually thought he was going to be a good player, but I guess I was surprised on how good Michael Walker was. And I just feel like with all three of those linebackers, you know, like, who is sitting here saying that they're going to disappoint in 2021? There's no question marks on that linebacker spot. I think everyone can agree that linebacker is set with all three of those players, and especially with a veteran defensive coordinator that's coming in here with Dean Pease, I feel like we should be just fine. I definitely didn't really understand why everyone wanted to draft Micah Parsons or another linebacker, because I'm just like, no, like, we have three great linebackers. We don't really need to waste a first rounder on a linebacker. But the other reason it's linebackers here is because, you know, don't get me wrong, I am way too confident that the passing game is going to be just as good as we say it is. In fact, I'm 99% sure of it, that they're going to be just as good as we think they're going to be. But it is still kind of a, you know, expectation there with, you know, is Arthur Smith as good as advertised? Can he truly bring in the best of Matt Ryan and these receivers like we all hope he can? And then a lot of these receivers, now that Julio Jones is gone, even though I'm expecting them to step up and be a great receiver, it is still a big if. Like, Kyle Pitts is still a rookie at the end of the day. Hayden Hurst is still, you know, a big if at the end of the day because his 2020 wasn't very good. And then Russell Gage, I do expect him to break out, but again, it is a big if. All of these guys do need to step up now that Julio Jones is gone. Now, I'm okay with Calvin Ridley and Matt Ryan. I think they'll be fine, but everyone else, Arthur Smith, Kyle Pitts, Hayden Hurst, Russell Gage, at the end of the day, they are still a little unproven. With the linebackers, everyone kind of knows who they are. So, with the passing game, I'm 99% sure that they're going to break out, but the linebackers, I'm 100% sure that they're going to break out. So that's why they're the biggest strength. Now, the biggest weakness, I don't think is controversial, though, the running game. That was kind of a bummer over the offseason for the Atlanta Falcons really not to address the running game here. I thought for sure they were going to get a running back in the second round of the draft or find some type of elite running back in free agency, even if they don't have a lot of cap space. Because let's face it, running backs aren't really all that, you know, expensive these days. So I just thought for sure they were going to find a good running back with the amount of money they had. But, you know, I like Mike Davis. I actually have good expectations for him. Sorry. I think he's going to be really good. I think he's probably going to have, like 800 yards for the season and maybe like 8 touchdowns. But, you know, he is still kind of unproven. He's a good player, but not great. Quadre Olsen, I do think he could bounce back in 2021, but, you know, it is still kind of a big if. We do kind of keep saying that every single year. So,
Yeah, with the running game, kind of a bummer that we didn't pick up Travis Etienne. Well, I know we couldn't anyway. I'll say a different player. Like, I'm surprised we didn't pick up, like, Javonte Williams from North Carolina, or Chuba Hubbard, or just some good running back in the draft, or just, I don't know, someone. Kind of disappointing, but, let's hope that Arthur Smith is as good as advertised, and he can make Mike Davis and Quadre Alston like Derrick Henry, because that'd be amazing. And then the biggest surprise on the Atlanta Falcons is actually in the pass rush. You could say that maybe it could be the secondary, because we do have AJ Terrell, and I expect him to have a great year, and I do also like Richie Grant, but let's face it, the secondary is a bunch of young guys. Like, who the heck is beside Richie Grant? Eric Harris? I'm hearing that Isaiah Oliver is going to hear safety. All of that, it's just like, what in the world are we supposed to expect here? And then Richie Grant is still a rookie. AJ Terrell, I think, is the only, like, set player to go here. And then cornerback 2, who even is it going to be? Is it going to be Darren Hall? Is it going to be Isaiah Oliver? So, if it wasn't for AJ Terrell, I think they actually would be the biggest weakness. But, yeah, it's not the case. With the pass rush, I'm not, like, super confident they're going to be a big surprise here. Because, you're happy with Grady Jarrett, obviously, but alongside him, who the heck do you have at pass rush? Like, Marlon Davidson and Dante Fowler, they could bounce back here. And that's why they are kind of listed as a surprise, because Dante Fowler could have what he does in apparently even-numbered years, where every even-numbered year he always seems to do terrible. I think I meant to say odd-numbered years, because 2021 is not an even-numbered year. And every odd-numbered year, like in 2019, 2017, you saw him break out, and then in the even-numbered years, 2020, 2018, he didn't. So I guess he could break out because it's an odd-numbered year. But anyway, let's leave that alone. Dante Fowler, apparently, he had an injury last year. Maybe that'll motivate him to play better now that I guess he's feeling better. And then now that he got that pay cut, maybe he wants to prove himself a little bit. Marlon Davidson, surely he will do better than he did last year, because his rookie year was just insanely unlucky. And then you also got a new defensive coordinator in Grady Jarrett to work with, but it is still kind of like, we'll see. But they could surprise Dante Fowler and Marlon Davidson. Maybe they are, better than expected, because last year they just didn't do well, but could bounce back here, especially around Grady Jarrett and Dean Pease. But we'll see. But those are my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Other than that, I will see you guys with a video this Tuesday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern. Love and appreciate you all for the support. And as always, rise up.